Do you remember that moment right before university? Or maybe that's you right now. One of the most stressful decisions was and is what you decide to pursue for the rest of your life. You'd think for days, for weeks, months, worried that you'd make the wrong decision. But everyone goes through it. Today, while the streets of UofT are scattered with hardworking summer school students, I thought it'd be fun to ask around. Why did everyone choose their majors? And now, years down the line, do they regret it?
So I thought, maybe I'll impress my parents that way.
I always had the goal of coming to UofT.
Probably my biggest trauma from university.
One thing I didn't want to do was specialize very early. A lot of people left to specialize.
There's a lot of choices at UofT, like a lot of choices.
If I could go back and tell myself something, 4 years ago, I'd say, relax.
I should have just chilled.
Oh yeah. I mean, first year I've been gaslighting myself to like it, and now I eventually liked it, so.
All right, guess it makes sense that I do this myself first. Is this okay? Cool. It's kind of scary. My name is Jasper. I'm in computer science, going into my final year as a computer science specialist at UofT.
Why did you choose your major?
Why did I choose my major? Good question. Like out of high school, I think I was pretty set on either, it was like three things, okay? Like computer science, which I knew nothing about, but people said was like a good field. And then there was like life sciences and business. Like those are the three that I kind of liked in high school. My parents advised me that like business, you can kind of pick up like later on in undergrad. They said it's better if you specialize in something early, and if you want to do business, you can do it like afterwards. I didn't really get what they were saying, but I was like, okay, adult stuff, sure. And then my brother, I have an older brother, he did life science. He told me like, unless you love life science, like don't do it. It's just so much work, it's so much commitment. Like basically it was just process of elimination and ruled out the other two options. So computer science, knew nothing about it, ended up sticking with it, and here we are. Do I regret computer science? No, definitely not. I think the beginning I was still a bit unsure if it was going to be something that was too hard. Now that it's been like 3-4 years in the future, I feel like tech is really suited for me. It was kind of a shot in the dark choosing computer science as my major, but it just worked out. When I'm working in internships and like even certain classes, like I just love the thrill of, okay, that sounds really nerdy. I was gonna say thrill of coding, but it's like there is a certain amount of joy when you're like creating something and it just works,
As a follow-up question, is there anything you have done differently?
Another great question. Here's some tough questions I wrote out.
You chose these questions.
Wow, how are people gonna answer these questions later? Oh my god. I don't think so. I get messages or emails from time to time of like kids going into university, they know they want to do computer science, and they're asking me like all these things that like, what should I be prepping? What project should I be working on? And it's like, damn, like you're in high school. Like you don't need to do that. So much of it, you just figure it out as you go. Like university, like that's when you're supposed to be discovering things like that. No, I don't think I would have done anything differently. Like it all just worked out how it should have worked out. Okay, well, that's it. Moving on.
Sorry,
what's your name?
Jerry.
Jerry.
Jasper. It's Jasper.
What was the question?
Name and major.
I'm second year enrollment.
My major is accounting, so commerce.
I'm in the graduate diploma for professional accounting.
I'm also in the accounting program.
I'm also in the grad diploma in accounting program. And I'm Brian, same with them.
And I major in math and double minor in statistics and Spanish.
I'm in computer science.
Double majoring in physics and computer science.
I'm majoring in global health.
And I specialize in philosophy.
And I specialize in math and statistics, yeah.
My major is kinesiology.
I'm not exactly sure of my majors right now.
I did a neuroscience specialist degree and a minor in psychology.
I used to be in neuroscience.
I did a double major in stats and genetics.
Did a specialist in biochem with a minor in immunology, pharm and tox.
Biology and pharmacology.
Psychology and a minor in neuroscience and mental health.
And I majored in psychology and molecular genetics.
I just finished my undergrad, so I'm actually doing a graduate program right now. I'm in my last month, so.
Congrats.
It's not the same, I never get enough.
It's so hard to find students right now. Mostly grad students right now for some reason. Wow. It is hot today. I think it's like 30 degrees or something. So I don't know if you noticed, but most of these interview clips are indoors. We just need like air conditioning. So my first question is, why did you choose this major? What was this whole thought process or any external factors coming into university?
I'm not gonna lie, most of it was parental pressure to do a STEM major.
So for me, it was mainly stability. Growing up, my parents always emphasized like a career that is stable, that's always in demand.
I chose neuroscience initially. When I was applying for university, I thought that major sounds cool. So I thought, oh, maybe I'll impress my parents that way.
Accounting specifically, I think really just job prospects.
I don't know, I just kind of went into it in high school. Found that I guess I liked it the most out of all the stuff there, so that's
when I first came here. I was studying life sci, and then I realized, well, you know what, I tried the math courses here, and I realized, well, you know what, I'm kind of into like logic and stuff, so
Nice.
yeah, I decided to just transfer to computer science, and here I am.
Out of curiosity, like which math course was it? Was it 137 or?
I was doing 135 and 136. They were great, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just asking because 137, it's probably my biggest trauma from university.
It was like kind of like a impulse decision, no thought behind it.
Well, I was born and raised in Toronto. I always had the goal of coming to UofT, and I came just in the general life science stream, and I really had no idea what I was gonna do.
I actually didn't have an idea of like what I wanted to major in. I was taking like the regular life sci courses. I knew I was interested in biology, but I didn't really know exactly what in. But every life science student starts out taking an introduction to genetics. I learned about gene therapy and kind of applications of genetics to kind of cure diseases. So I think that's what I was really interested in. Second major was stats, and that was just kind of, I wanted a backup in case genetics didn't land me a job.
I was mainly interested in pharm and tox because I know there's ASIP with pharm and tox specialists. So I was just really interested in getting work experience before I graduated.
Since high school, I was kind of interested in physics. Computer science, like mainly for like the job opportunities.
It's a good field. Like I'm in computer science. It's fun. It's definitely fun.
Grade 10, I did really bad in sciences. So then, like, I don't know, I just decided, like, if I can't do sciences and STEM, then probably business is the other path, right?
In high school, I was interested in business and mathematics a little bit, so accounting doesn't really have to do with mathematics, but I found that I really loved it once I actually started.
I've been like an athlete all my life, so it was something like I was genuinely interested in.
I chose philosophy because it's like a good prereq for like law school, I thought. You learn how to use logic and stuff, but by like the third philosophy course or the second I took, I just really liked it and digged it, so I'm just doing philosophy for its own sake now.
Well, we've all been doing math for 12 years, so it's time that I figure out like why the hell I've been doing that for 12 years, yeah.
And you enjoy it? You enjoy it?
Oh yeah. I mean, first year I've been gaslighting myself to like it, and now I eventually liked it.
You successfully like manipulate yourself into liking it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I actually have a whole spiel about this. I started as a human biology major before the pandemic, and then everything like went to shit. I don't know if I can swear. So then I was like, oh, really interested in like epidemiology and stuff like that. I made the switch to global health because it was really easy, and it was more aligned with what I was kind of interested in. So I picked it, ended up really liking it. It led me to a lot of different opportunities with research, especially in such a research-heavy school like UofT. And that's where I sort of dabbled a little bit into research and knew that I like this line of work.
My undergrad was more related to pharmacology, so big pharma. I did like a couple of co-op work terms, and I honestly just found the work boring, and I wanted something that was more like patient-facing.
I picked psychology because it seemed of interest to me, and in terms of like my master's in occupational therapy, I actually didn't really know about occupational therapy for a long time. It actually was through a co-op that I had where I actually met an occupational therapist, and I got to learn a lot about how they interact with clients. So I was just like very curious about it, and so through that co-op experience, I was able to then kind of explore it a bit more.
For me, it's always been like work-life balance and interest. In the long term, hopefully accounting should have some work-life balance, and it's pretty stable.
Actually, on the note of work-life balance, like I want to ask, like I'm in tech, and like tech is a lot more lenient, I want to say, compared to like accounting. What's the work-life balance like for accounting? Because I have friends in there, it kind of seems like they've been slaving away during internships and whatnot.
For accounting, it's mainly segmented in either you're in industry or in public. General consensus is that public accounting tends to have not as great of a work-life balance as opposed to if you're in industry.
Wow. I think this might be my favorite part of UofT. This is kind of cool. They have like this whole like indoor garden in this like MedSci building. It's just relaxing. And there's AC. Haven't been here in a while. Maybe we can see if there's any nice cops. These are actually really clean. Even this color is really nice. Wait, feel it. If the school wants to sponsor me, get me some free merch. I'll do free promo for you, which I already do.
I'm awake in the middle of the night. I knew that everything would be alright. And if I knew what the end would feel like, it feels like.
One of my favorite things about UofT, they have all these food trucks lined up on the street. Honestly, like, I kind of want to make a video on that. Like, when the school year starts, I'll make a video trying to find the best food truck. But for now, that pink food truck, that's my absolute favorite. If you're on campus, try it out. They sell like Taiwanese food, but they have this like Taiwanese chicken burger that's like... My next question was actually going to be like, do you regret choosing your major? But you guys are both doing grad school, so I'm assuming you guys like it like at least a bit. So now that you've been at the school for like a handful of years, do you regret any of that? And if you had to redo undergrad, is there anything you would have changed about it?
Wow, that's deep.
That's a heavy question, yeah.
Yeah.
I 100% do not regret my major.
I don't regret it at all, honestly. Like UofT kinesiology is like really fun. Everyone's like really close knit.
No. I definitely think ramen was the right decision.
If I could go back, I think I would definitely change my major to CS.
I mean, you could never know for sure like how it would be different if like I would have chose like a different study path.
If I were to look back on it, I should have explored my choices more. I was kind of locked into accounting back in like my 3rd and 4th year.
One thing I didn't want to do was specialize very early. A lot of people love to specialize, which I think can be very dangerous, especially because we're so young. There's so much we could do that we're not even aware of, right? So I'm really glad I picked like programs that are very broad and like could open doors for me in the future.
No, on that note of specialization, like that's kind of my position. Came into first year specializing in computer science, kind of just locked me in, right? Like all my classes were towards that. I guess it kind of worked out for me. Like I do like what I do, but I totally like get what you're saying. It kind of just locks you in that path, right?
No, I don't think I regret anything. I'm actually very grateful that I originally walked into life sci because like right now I'm doing some work in like bioinfo and stuff, and yeah, like everything is going great.
So it's kind of like you took the best of both and you kind of combine all your interests. That's awesome, man.
I had a lot of switching throughout my undergrad, but I don't regret any of it. I think everyone finds their own path with time.
That was actually going to be my follow-up, like, do you regret it? But it seems like it kind of helped you figure everything out, right?
In terms of switching from like human bio to global health, I think that was definitely like the right decision for me. I'd say take more extracurricular classes. I think in first year I was like really focused on just kind of like hitting those core classes, but definitely like go out and explore more. There's like so many more courses that the university has to offer than just like what your major requires.
Do more research on like what courses you want to take. There's a lot of choices at UofT, like a lot of choices. So not doing your research and just doing like electives that you think will give you easy grades isn't gonna help a lot. It's gonna help your GPA, but it's not gonna help you like with your career path down the line.
I wish I chose courses that challenged me a little bit more. I start off undergrad, like a lot of Asian kids, thinking that I should do med school. And grades are very essential for the application. So we try our best very hard to protect that grade, and hence you try to choose courses that don't intellectually stimulate as much. Whereas now I wish I sort of did those courses because I think I can get more knowledge from those courses, so the undergrad experience is going to be a little bit more fulfilling.
Okay, honestly, I took BCH 210 over the summer, and right now I'm like kind of regretting my decision, but like I'm just going to stick it out and see how it goes.
I kind of regret my stats major. I initially took it just because I was like, oh, this will land me a job, but it was really difficult, and I think a big part of it is that I wasn't interested in it genuinely. You could major in anything and go into any field, but you always do the best when you're doing what you truly care about.
If I could go back and tell myself something, 4 years ago, I'd say, relax, right? Like, school's important, and, you have to take it seriously to get the results that you want, but at the same time, there's a lot of different aspects of life that are really important, family, friends, physical, mental health. But once again, you learn that as you get older.
I would have studied less. Yeah, I feel like school is a lot about like work-life balance, and first semester especially, since I was so new to like UofT, I studied like way too much. Like I should have just chilled.
Some of the things I'd do differently, getting more involved early on, like joining like clubs and stuff.
Maybe put in more effort, because like obviously UofT is hard, but I just like did the bare minimum just to get by.
Probably spend more time studying.
If there's anything, I guess it's probably should have focused more on schoolwork in my first year instead of like trying to get into relationships and stuff. Yeah.
Because GPA is permanent, right? Relationships.
Yeah, exactly.
Know your school, know all the programs that you can do. Like, I should have applied ASIP in second year. Accessibility service is really great. I did not know about it. We have health and wellness. The student union, we have like $1,500 for like free therapy, so that's amazing. So know your school well.
That's actually a really good one. Not a lot of people know about services. Like, I'm still finding out about like everything that they have. Yeah. And that pretty much wraps up the video. Now that I'm editing the videos, watching back all the clips, it's actually pretty comfortable finding out that, like, yeah, no one really knows 100% what they want to do when they're choosing their majors, and that's totally normal. You can kind of tell it's becoming a lot more acceptable and a lot more common for people to just pivot majors. So I really hope you guys don't feel locked into whatever major you guys are choosing or whatever you guys are in. I've always been of the philosophy that it's a lot better to pivot later along in your career than kind of stick it out for the rest of your life. Other than that, it was really fun talking to everyone. I haven't done one of these interview videos like at the UofT campus in a while. I hope this video brought you guys some more information, or at the very least was entertaining. That's pretty much it for now. I'll see you guys next time. As always, ciao. You want popcorn chicken?